forgot to hit record over there. If I miss your guys' questions or like comments, I'm not trying to miss them on purpose. I'm just trying to stay locked in, okay? Also, now that I remember, because I was framing it out and everything, next week's podcast, you guys are gonna like it because especially it doesn't matter if you're single, in a relationship, have been dating. We're doing a whole ranking system of your entire 2025 dating / relationship. So we're going to be able to rank to see where you sit, because going into 2026, you got to stop accepting some BS, right? So that's coming Monday. It's going to be like a whole, you tally your own points and stuff like that. I'm also going to have a PDF with like what it means and how you can get past this. So I'm excited for that one. That one is coming out on Monday. So like I said, if it doesn't matter if you're single, in a relationship, or like as long as like you're dating, okay? You're gonna have to like, it's a scoring system on where you can be better in dating, right? And what things that you shouldn't accept anymore. All right, first question. So I've been having S with a new guy. He's amazing when he goes down on me, but to be honest, it ain't as big as I've had. When I'm super, he slides out too much. What's a better position to keep him in longer, or is it because it's smaller? So if he's struggling down there, it's always gonna be a problem. There's no perfect position. Yeah, some positions are a little better than others, but there's really nothing you can do at that point. So if it's something that's really bugging you, it's gonna bug you a lot more later on, right? Right now in the beginning, or like especially early on dating, some people tend to look past certain things like that. Oh, they may be a little bit on the smaller end. Oh, red flag this, red flag that, and they'll look past it. But then later on, they usually tend to say, like, I don't know if I can take much more of this, right? So it just depends on the situation, right? So I always say, if it's a problem early on, spoiler alert, it doesn't grow. So I'll just let you know that right now. But maybe he can be better in other areas that's gonna satisfy you. But if that doesn't work either, if the size is like a problem, it's gonna stay like that, and it's going to be a bigger problem later on. So again, the ball is in your court. If it's something that annoys you or bugs you or not very satisfying right now, it's going to be worse later on. It might grow half an inch on the good day. Absolutely. Like, it just depends on how turned on they are. But again, there's nothing it's not going to add a few inches onto there. I'll just tell you that. Hey, there are injections for man's D's to grow a bit. Absolutely. I actually did a podcast with Bessel Wellness, and she talked about the different, it's on my podcast, the different things that you can do to add a little bit of size, a little bit of girth, But again, that's something that they got to continue doing. It's not something like a one-time thing. So that's also, imagine a guy goes and does it, and then he meets a girl, and then all of a sudden it shrinks out of nowhere, and the girl's going to be like, what the fuck happened? So that's also a problem. So, all right. Anyways, next question. Do you believe a cheater can change? And this is a yes and a no, because can they cheat on you and then regret what they did and not do it anymore? Absolutely, right? They can. But more times than not, if they got away with it already with you, they might do it again. Or if you know that this person is a cheater, like, he's been cheating with a bunch of different people, like every time he gets with somebody and always cheats, then guess what? You're next in line, girl. And like, you're just the next person that, like, it's gonna happen to you next. Okay, so can they change? Absolutely. And also, a reason I say that too is because I wouldn't want to be with somebody who cheated on me. And because the only way to find out if they're really going to change is time with them. because they can tell you they're going to change and then cheat on you again. They can say that they regretted it, they'll never do it again, and then still do it again. And also, it's going to live in the back of your head, you thinking, oh shit, like, do they love them? Are they cheating? Are they looking to cheat again? You know, it's going to fuck you up too, especially you. So do you really want to live like that? So I wouldn't. I would rather go through the heartbreak of separating than continue with that. It'll haunt you. Absolutely. Change is possible. It is possible, but a lot of other factors go into it. Would I be with somebody who cheated on me, like I mentioned? No, because I wouldn't want to live like that. Like, is she talking to somebody else? Is she still hooking up with this person? You know, can I even trust this person anymore, right? It's like a lot of things that go through your head. All right, next question. I was dating a guy who needed 24 to 48 hours recovery, would go soft, very annoying for me. He would be extremely rough with his D, hit it, slap it, stroke it too hard. I was a bit disturbed by it. What the hell was that about? So it kind of sounds to me like he was struggling a little bit down there. And he was doing, by any means necessary, he was trying to get it to. But the only thing that he wasn't doing was going to go get himself checked and seeing what was the cause of this. Because yeah, I've done several podcasts and like there's different things that can happen. It could be a medical issue, like the medicine that you're taking. It can be performance anxiety, you know, that they're just, you know, not being able to perform or deliver, you know, their tests, hormones are off. Like it could be a bunch of different things, but the best thing that you can do is like go get yourself checked and figure out what's going on. That way you can try to see if there's a fix for you, right? Some guys have big ones and don't know how to use it. It could be that he had that too. See, that's what I mean. Like it can be a lot of stuff. It could be that they watch these online videos too, a lot. So real life doesn't really turn them on anymore. So it could be, you know, different. Love your content. You're so upfront with your answers. It's hilarious and refreshing. Well, thank you, Cup Flower or Q Flower. I appreciate you. Wakey, what's up, Bells Beauty? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? I saw you jump in just a second ago. I was trying to stay locked in though. You know what I mean? Like to the question before I said something. All right. Next question. 10 years, not married, kids and home. I think she meant stay at home mom. I stay for the kids. S is not great. I asked him to go down and he won't. I've been seeing my ex for the last 2 years. We've only been intimate 3 times and he is so, what do I do if I already communicated my wants to my BF, still not satisfied in bed? See, and this is why staying for the kids is always like is not the best, right? Because you're struggling in a whole bunch of different departments, and I'm sure the kids are gonna pick up on that you're not happy. Maybe you guys aren't vibing on that type of level. To me, it would be better just to leave and be 2 separate homes. Like you don't hope that your kids would see 2 already like happy homes instead of here and you guys are just kind of like living together, because they pick up on what you show them. If you show them like, hey, you're not supposed to be treated like this, you're supposed to be treated like this, right? And also your BF could be cheating on you. Like that's the reason why he doesn't want to do all these things to you. He could be cheating. Again, I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying that could also be the reason why he doesn't want to do certain things with you. So if you've tried to talk to him, if you tried to work it out and there's nothing that happens, at some point you need to say like, yo, it's time to go. Like I love my kids, but at the end of the day, like how can you, like you got to love yourself too. You know, that's the best way to love somebody else is you got to love yourself. You know, only you is going to make you happy. So imagine your kids seeing you very happy, right? Oh, Hannah, ¿cómo estás? How are you? Or he's true. They understand one day. They'll definitely they pick it up. The thing that I always say, because it's super annoying, people always say like, my kid is so smart. My kid this, my kid that. But when it comes to seeing you in your relationship, they're the dumbest people in the world. Like, oh, they don't notice me being sad all the time, being yelled at. Oh, they don't. No. they don't hear us arguing in the other room. They don't notice that stuff. But all this other stuff, super fucking smart. So I say, like, if you've done what you can, you got to make that decision soon. Like, how much more longer? Because I'm pretty sure, like, say you do leave, and then later on you're gonna be like, damn, I should have left a long time ago. Okay. Always be transparent and open up and honest with the kids. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because they pick up on everything you do. Everything you do. Brenda, ¿cómo estás? How are you? I just saw you jump in. All right. Next question. My dirty little kink is when my husband is using my... While he brings me to several... he enjoys me moaning and squirming while he's buried in my... Girl. We love that. We absolutely love that. So, I know what she's talking about, right? It's like when the girl is on the edge of the bed, right? The edge of the bed, the head's over here, right? And then you're just doing your thing. Trust me. It's a great time. It's a great position. It causes happy tears. It causes a lot of things. And then also, like, the guy can reach over and do other stuff while, you know, the girl's doing her thing too. There's absolutely top tier right there. And I'm glad you love it, because there are plenty of other people who love it. And ladies, if you haven't tried that position, what are you waiting for? Unless you're waiting for the right guy, you know, you just don't want to give those positions just to anybody, right? That's somebody you, like, maybe you care about and just want them to destroy that throat if you're picking up what I'm putting down too. So we absolutely love that over here. And thank you for sharing. I'm waiting on the right guy. See, and that's fair. That is fair, because that's a top tier position right there. All right, next question. When my man is watching football on the couch and just us, I rub his partner underneath and him until eventually he loves it with moans and he gives. See? A little, like, watching a little football, doing your thing a little bit too. That should be hot too. You know, like, say you're only do it if his team is winning. Because if his team is losing, he might push you to the side. He might get a little upset because there's some guys who take it super seriously. You know, football, I'm not the biggest fan of football, so, like, I approve. But if I'm watching like a basketball game and my team is losing, don't touch me right now. Like, we are losing right now, okay? Like, I feel like I'm in the game. You know, even my heart starts pumping, something, like, it's just like through the chest. So that's what I'm saying. So if they're losing, or do it while they're playing video games too. That too. Like, you can do it while they're playing video games. But I think it just depends on the guy, because if the guy is losing, he might get upset, right? Downhill, what's up, bro? How are you? They won't be playing long. That is true, Bell's Beauty. But you also run a risk there, because how would you feel if you tried doing something while he's playing video games and he pushed you away, right? And now you're just like, damn, he chose the game over me? He chose the game over me? Like, now, and that you might feel a type of way after that too, because there's some people who the guy will literally choose the game over the girl. So, and then that becomes a problem. So I'm just saying, just be careful. All right, next question. What do you do if they're too and thick to fit in your girl? I don't know. Like, you better go break your jaw, like, get your jaw broken, get it bigger or something, because I don't know what to do for you, girl. Like, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, girl. I think you're just gonna end up hurting yourself in the long run on that one, because, again, if it doesn't fit, I feel like that's gonna break something. You know, find a small, yeah, like, just be like, I think this is a no for me because like it's not fitting in here and I'm not trying to hurt myself. Because imagine going to the hospital and then being like, you can't talk, you break your jaw. They ask you why your jaw is broken and then you have to tell them why. You'd be like, well, I was trying to do, the thing and it was too big, but we forced it in that bitch, right? What is she complaining? Break your mouth, lube. That is that too. Like you can try those other ones, like Bell's Beauty said. Wipe it down a little bit, get it glistening if you're picking up what I'm putting down, and then try it that way. If you've already tried that way, then I'm just saying it might break your jaw. And wouldn't that hurt the guy too? Because that's a whole lot of teeth. Like, yeah, that shit sounds like it would hurt. Imagine the ER with the lockjaw trying to do it. That's what I'm saying. Just the tip best part anyway. But I'm pretty sure she means that she's trying to go all the way in. All right, next question. Just don't break your jaw. Final answer. Like, whatever you do, try different things. Just don't break your jaw because that's gonna be an expensive ass bill, and I don't think your insurance will cover a guy's eggplant breaking your jaw. Just saying. Throat products for numbing and slip you'll still enjoy only if only parts is in. All right. He did everything. Food, coffee, flowers, trips, etc. Still moved on like nothing. And that's what happens. Because, and especially if this was in the beginning, they'll do whatever it takes to get with you. They'll coffee, dates, food, all sorts of stuff. That's why you got to see how they really are after a little while. Because if this was in the beginning, they got what they wanted and then they dipped out. The chase was over and then they dipped out, right? Like something like that happened because they'll be great. They'll be perfect. They'll do everything. They'll feed you the dream. They'll convince you on this dream like everything's going to be great. Everything, like you're the one for him. And then, boom, just moves on like nothing happened because he knew what he needed to do to get what he wanted out of you. And maybe that was to hook up. I don't know him, right? But, or, let's give the guy the benefit of the doubt too. Or the guy was just not into you like that, right? And then was just able to move on, right? Because I'm sure you guys remember when I told you, like, I was talking to a girl and then I wasn't really feeling the vibe at all. I wasn't feeling no connection. Like I thought I was going to start feeling something, but nothing was there. And so I ended up telling her, how I felt. And then I was able just to be like I didn't feel, I felt a little bad, but I was able just to keep doing my thing afterwards because I just wasn't, I just wasn't into her. So I was able to just move on, like per se. Yeah, it felt like shit at first when I said it, but I would rather tell her how I feel, and then I was able to move on. So that's why I'm saying, like, it could be one of the two. I don't know the guy. And it also, yeah, exactly, Ohana. It depends on how long, right? How long you guys were together. Because this was only I think it was like a 2-3 month talking situation, right? And then I told her straight up how I felt. I didn't want to drag her along and just be like, eventually just blow her off or try to see if something was going to work out or if I would get feelings. I just told her straight up how I felt. And then it felt shitty at the time telling her. But then after that, I was able just to keep doing my thing. And I didn't, bat an eye after. At least you told her that you weren't feeling it. That's better than ghosting. Absolutely. So, but on that question, it could be one of those two. I don't want to completely bash a guy and be like, he got what he wanted. He might have got what he wanted and then dipped out, right? Or he was also in the similar situation as myself and was just like not really into the relationship or whatever was going on. And I was just able to like keep it moving right after that. So if they hit you when it's the 6-month mark, it's probably afraid of commitment. I couldn't give someone I wasn't feeling my pan dulce. Ghosting is so mature. Absolutely. Ghosting is so much immature. That's why you need to talk. Guys and girls. Okay. All right. Next question. My husband can't get hard easily and he won't talk about it. How can I suggest you could send him the podcast episode that I did with Bessel Wellness, or Veronica. She's also like a nurse and had to deal with this stuff. You could do one of those two and like send the podcast, and they could see, hey, a lot of guys suffer from something like this. It's okay to go get checked, right? But if you try to help them and they don't want to get help, they don't want to do anything, like how much longer are you going to stick around? Because clearly you're needing it and you want that type of intimacy, and the more you don't get it, and intimacy is a huge part in a relationship. Huge part in a relationship. Now, and if that is excluded, which is a huge part, it's just going to bleed into everything else. And it's going to make issues. You may not be able to connect the dots, but that frustration, that feeling is going to bleed to everything else, right? So if you're not getting it, it's going to bleed to the rest of the relationship. And if he doesn't want to get himself checked, fixed, or whatever the case, he's not really trying to fix the problem, fix the situation. So I'll just say that. The ball is in your court. What are you going to do about it now? Like, you told him, I don't know if you gave him an ultimatum, be like, yo, but the first thing that you could do, to help him out is share those podcast episodes, and you'll be able to hear that a lot of men struggle from this, especially the older you get, because that's just what happens. We get older, body starts changing. Guys and women and guys, like men and women, bodies change, different things happen. And that's why there's a lot of people like on peptides now, on like TRT, on different stuff, just because they want to feel good again. And that's how your man should be too. Like, if he's struggling somewhere, hey, like, what can we do to fix this? What can we do to make this experience better? And if he doesn't want to, girl, then either you're going to stay with him and not get any, or you're eventually going to get to that point where you might even step out of the relationship and cheat. It happens a lot. Like, we've heard it all over my pages all the time. Married people cheating all the time. And sometimes it does stem from lack of intimacy in the relationship. So, just saying. All right, next question. My man wants to try to have someone F me while he watches. I want to please him, but I don't know how I feel about it. Should I do it? Jaslyn, ¿cómo estás? How are you? Should you do it? That one is up to you, but I'll just tell you this right now. What happens if he does a better job than your husband? Or what happens if you start catching feelings for your husband? What happens if your husband actually doesn't like it and he's pissed off at you because now you did something with another guy and he's going to feel a type of way about it, right? There's a lot of bad things that could happen. Would I ever want a girl that I'm with to be with another guy? Fuck no. That's not my thing. Some people do get turned on by it. I'm just not one of them. And only do stuff that you feel comfortable with. If you do not feel comfortable with doing it, then don't do it. Right? If your gut feeling says don't do it, don't do it. Don't get forced into doing something you don't want to do. Like if he's saying like, hey, I'm gonna leave you if you don't do this. No, you leave. Because intimacy should not be forced like that. And especially when he has a request like that, hey, I want you to get F by another dude and I want to watch. That's a crazy request. And you have to be okay with it. And if you're not okay with it, then don't do it. Don't get forced to do something you don't want to do. Because even later on, you might regret it. You might feel a type of way about it. You might catch feelings for the new guy. You might be like, dude, he did a better job than my husband ever did. Right? I always think worst case scenarios. Even though I wouldn't think worst case scenarios with this one, because this would never happen with me. Because I would never tell some other guy to be like, yo, do something on my woman while I watch. No. Definitely not gonna happen. All right, next question. We have Great S. He likes to eat the cat even on the period. What does that mean? Is he into it? Soul ties, is that true? Girl, that man is a vampire. Okay, you better be careful. Your neck is. No, I'm just joking. Some guys just don't care, right? I don't like the taste of blood, so that's a no for your boy. I don't know if you did that. That's how like when you cut your hand and like do the blood oath type of situation. Maybe that's what he thinks of it. Maybe he thinks that's a way of him getting a blood fusion or whatever you call it. Maybe he thinks that that's the way you do it, and so he's just like, I'm getting all these nutrients, all this blood back into my body. Again, it could just be like you're overthinking it. Maybe he just absolutely loves the cat, and he doesn't care if it's bloody, stinky, sweaty, hairy, you name it. He's just there for it. So I wouldn't overthink it, but if you don't go into the whole soul tie shit, like, oh my God, we're meant to be because he did it while I was on my period. So what are you saying is like if you do it while somebody's on their period, that means that you guys are having like a blood oath with each other? Like, no. Like Silly says, if he wants it, I'm serving it. As men say, it's good for the skin. He likes a rare steak. Absolutely. Livia, ¿cómo estás? How are you? I will wear a tampon and the guy I am with will suck on and lick the clit. What the hell I just walked into? You know what you did, girl. You know what live you walked into. I did that shit not knowing it didn't taste like anything. I mean, I think you can taste the blood. And I have before, and I'm just not, that's a no for me, dog, okay? Do these conversations ever weird you out? Don't lie. No, absolutely not. But that's why I like doing this stuff, because one, it makes it comfortable. Like, people come to my live and they're able to talk about their kinks, how freaky they are, things that they like, and sometimes you can't really have these conversations anywhere else. Because I remember when I talked to like some of my buddies about like intimacy stuff, they get weirded out. It's just like they shut off, right? But here we talk about everything, and it's okay to talk about this stuff. So do I get weirded out? No, absolutely not. Not at all. I think it does a lot of good, not just to myself, but I'm sure to other people, just talking about it. So I had the Diva Cup and match my freak baby. See, Ohana, she freaky over here. Megan, ¿cómo estás? How are you? See, and this is a safe space to be talking about these things. So you can ask me any question. We going to talk about it. Thank you for making this a safe space, Edgar. Absolutely, Romero. This is where guys and girls come and we can talk openly about what we like, what we don't like. Because I told you I would never want another guy to be intimate with somebody that I'm with. Absolutely not. That's a no for me. It's a no, dog. And like another thing that I don't like is that I don't want my peach eaten, okay, or nothing stuck in it. I'm good, thanks. Can we talk about DL men? I actually did a podcast with his name was Chris and Kaylee, and Chris is gay, and he did go into that. Like there is a lot of DL men, and for those people that don't know what a DL man is. A DL man is like he low key, like he gay, but he low key about it. And there is a lot of people, like, also according to him, he said that there's a lot of guys that are in relationships with girls or married with like girls too, that are into guys that hit him up. So like it's really hard to tell, because they'll sell you that they're into women, but low key they're not, right? And that's the hard part about it when they're DL or low key, because you don't know. Sometimes you end up finding out, hey, these dudes are, he ends up being gay, then you're like, what the fuck? I had no idea, because they knew how to sell it, right? And a big time gangster. That's another thing that I actually did see, that there was there was this video. I didn't do a video response on it because IG actually freaking like flags me on certain stuff, and I was like, all right, I didn't want to do that video, but it was like too, like, you could tell that they were like out. They were in the back seat of a car, and you could tell they were doing some things. And once they got out of the car, you're like, those dudes were fucking back there messing around. It's like two like thug looking dudes, like gangster looking dudes, and you would never have guessed that they would been the ones in the back seat messing around. So, and if you're gay, there's nothing wrong with being gay. Again, like I'm not saying like, hey, gay people. No, absolutely not. Okay, I'm not saying you can be gay, you can be bi, you can be whatever you want. You're all accepted here. But we just talk about like things that guys do, like people being DL, because you're doing a disservice to the person that you're with. They think that you're straight, but you're low key like some other guy. Like that's the part that's wrong, not the part that you're gay. The part that you're lying to your person. That's the bad part. All right, next question. My husband and I have been separated since February. He had an affair after we were together 11 years and chose to stay with a woman 15 years older. We have an 8-year-old together, and he will ask me personal questions like, where am I? What am I doing? How do I get him to stop and just communicate about our kids? He's going to continue to ask you these questions because he's trying to keep tabs on you. He's trying to see like if you're dating somebody else or who you're talking to. The best way to tell him or to do is you tell him, hey, I'm not going to answer you unless you're talking to me about the kids. So if he messages you like, hey, what are you doing? Don't answer. Hey, where are you at? Don't answer. Hey, how are the kids doing? Oh, they're doing great. What are you doing? Don't answer. Because you answering is, even if you answer him frustrated, you're accepting, like, you're answering him. You're giving him what he wants. So that's what, because you can set up boundaries. Some people are not going to listen to your boundaries, but you got to stick to them. Unless it's about the kids, you don't message at all. And then he'll eventually get the point that, hey, like, she's not going to talk to me unless it's about the kids. And also, you could also, I saw it right here, somebody said it, but I don't want to scroll back up, screenshot it and be like, I'm going to send this to your girl if you don't stop. So he looking for drama, probably looking for drama too. That's another way they start drama. So I had somebody like when I did a one-on-one session, her man was similar, or her ex, her baby daddy was similar. She was with somebody new, but the baby daddy would always send like disrespectful messages, like this is and that, but she would respond to it. And I told her she needed to stop responding. Unless it was about the kids, you don't answer. And he would be super disrespectful, like call her all sorts of names until she answered. And then she eventually would answer. But I told her, stop it. Like, he's just going to keep doing it. And then you answering it is giving him what he wants. So after a while of doing this, he actually stopped because he got tired of talking to himself on the phone, because the moment he started going off, he would put like D&D on him, wouldn't get none of the message, and he would just go off. Boom, 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 boom. And then he just stops. He would try to call, but you could still silent it. And then after a period of time, he understood that she's not going to answer unless it's about the kids. If I send a message about the kids, she'll answer. If I send a stupid ass message, she's not going to answer. You know, will it work for everybody? I don't know. Maybe it will. But then, like, what if they show up? You also have, well, the reason he wouldn't show up is because her man was a police officer. So I'm saying, like, maybe your situation might be a little bit different. But that's the only reason that he never showed up to their house, because he was a police officer. And clearly, he was scared of that. All right, next question. What is your thoughts on men that like to use... Oh, what are my thoughts? What are my thoughts is that man likes things inserted in that peach. That's my thoughts. My thoughts instantly, if a guy wants something inserted, he's looking to get something else inserted in that. You know, like, I don't care. I've never been like, oh, stick something in there. Like getting your booty eaten. Like I had a friend who messaged me because he heard me talk. Because before I would say that even getting your booty eaten, like a guy getting their booty eaten, is gay. But he messaged me and he was like, no, I like it when my girl does it. I don't like it when somebody else, like I'm not thinking of a guy doing it. He's like, I get turned on that my girl does it. And I'm like, that's fair. Right? I'm like, that's fair. Like I never saw it like that, right? I was always like, no, they want their booty played with. I was like, fair. Cool. Now, sticking something in there that I don't care what you tell me. I don't care what you tell me. That's, to me right away, I think he's fantasizing getting something else put in there. But he just wants you to do it because he's too, maybe he's had another person do it. Okay? Like what makes you think that he's never had somebody else do it to him? But since he wants that feeling when he's being intimate with you, he's just like, you know? I tested him because he put a little too much with gay coworkers. Some men like to use it on themselves. Some like to use it on their girl. Which scenario is this? Oh, yeah, see, like, I like to use it on a girl. Never this way. That right there is a one-way street for me. So it's the G-spot. I've heard that too before. People are like, oh, that's the guy G. I don't want to find out, and I'm not curious to find out. If it is, cool. Not for me. Not for me, dog. Okay. Hi, how's your evening, mama? But ¿cómo estás? How are you? Rose, how are you? Sorry if I missed you guys saying hi jumping in too, by the way. All right, next question. I had a baby with a boyfriend's close friend. He has his family. I'm the third baby mama. My baby is 4 months and we keep seeing each other. I keep trying to move on, so I keep going back. I don't know how to stay away. He's the same. Girl, you guys are just like, I'm trying to move on, but I keep going back. Girl, you're doing nothing but horrible situation. Like, you're putting yourself in a bad position. You're putting yourself in a position when like you can't move on from this person and keep going to go. Like, you going back to him is not doing anything. It's just making it worse. You're never going to get over this person as long as you keep going back to him. If you want to get, and you're the third baby mama, girl. I think that, like, if there's nothing there, he's going to keep coming back as long as the cookie's there. Clearly, he's been with like a bunch of different girls. You're the third baby mama. There could be more, who knows? But to me, it just sounds like he doesn't know how to keep it in his pants. And you might like the feeling he gives you, like intimacy-wise, attention-wise. So that's what keeps you there. But there's a reason why you guys aren't in a relationship. There's a reason why you guys aren't together like that. So just remember that. Third time's a charm. Stop being in denial. It's a love story. I love it here. 4 dates, still no kiss. Denise, still no kiss, she says. So, question, do you feel that connection? Because 4th date and no kiss yet, to me, it kind of sounds like maybe the vibe is not there. Maybe that there's not that type of connection. Or maybe the guy's not very confident, too. Because by the 4th date, there should have been something, right? A kiss. Maybe he's not into you like that. Maybe, you're not into him, because when you're into somebody and everything is like vibing, trust me, like the guy wants to give her a kiss. You probably want to kiss him. The guy is trying to get some, like, something is going on. By the 4th date, something should have happened, right? Even if it was you denying him the cookie, right? Something had happened by the 4th date. Like, and you haven't even gotten a kiss. So something is going on. It could be his waiting for a sign from her. That was all. I was also gonna say that is that some guys are not very confident and they don't know how to make that initial first move, right? They don't know how to be like, hey, like the vibes. Sometimes you just gotta go. You gotta fucking go for it, right? Is it nerve-wracking sometimes in the beginning? Absolutely. Trust me, because like the last thing you want to do is like go in for a kiss, right? And then she's just like, nah, fam. And then you're like, fuck. right? That feels horrible. But you can also tell by the vibes, like if there's gonna be something there. You can tell by the body language. You can tell by how the girl's reacting to you. You can tell on a lot of these things. But if the whole date was awkward and stuff like that, like of course there's not gonna be like something going on. But by the fourth date, yeah, I think it's the problem because he is very consistent and he took me to his work holiday party. That's a good question, Rose. Does he hold your hand? Does he do like other PDA type of stuff? Because there's also some guys that they don't want you to think that that's all they want is like to be intimate with you. Like that's like they just want the cookie from you, right? So it could be that too. Like Diamond says, 4 dates, girl, like kiss him. See what he does. Imagine you kiss him and he shuts you down. I'm waiting for marriage. Imagine he says that. That shit would be wild. Try it and see what happens, girl. Then come report back to us. All right. Next question. I know this guy for more than 10 years. I'm divorced. He is married. The other day, I called him to ask him advice on buying a house, and he told me his wife was not having or wanting to have S with him. He said, "Can you help a friend? I'll give you $5,000 if you sleep with me 3 times." He said, "I just want to have..." Girl, no, because that right there is what we like to call a... like I don't know if I can say it on here, so we'll just mouth it out. That because he's giving you money for the cookie, he's exchanging currency for the cookie. Like, is that not what a is? Like, am I wrong? Like, it doesn't matter if you know this person. It doesn't matter this X Y Z. No. And who knows? Again. Who knows how many other people he has offered this to that actually took the money? Because yeah, it's so much easier to do that. Like if he's trying to cheat, clearly, if he's trying to cheat, though, oh fuck, what happened over on live from? Oh, I got my live suspended over on. Man, that wasn't even that bad. Hold on. I got suspended off TikTok live. All right, hold on. I'm trying to. No, but anyways, like I was saying, if you exchange money, it's so much easier to cheat. It's so much easier because, or like not cheat, but to pay for it. Because if you pay for it, you don't have to court them. You don't have to, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to court them or try to convince them to let you cheat. They can just give you money, and then guess what? Now you're probably gonna give them some. So that could be the reason too. Seriously, take it. But you got to be careful too. If you take that money, just know that you. I got in trouble for mouthing. Yeah, probably did. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, fucking TikTok is super sensitive. You could probably get in trouble for that. If someone found out, if the wife found out, she could report you. That there was an exchange of, currency for bakery items. We'll just say that. He bought bakery items because I'm not trying to get suspended over on IG too. I got offered money to give to someone I knew my teenage years. He's single and does weird things. Paid to cuddle professionally. Professional cuddler? Say less, girl. Imagine just showing up somewhere to cuddle. All right, hold on. We're going to the next question. Even though I'm suspended over on TikTok right now. There are a bunch of pansies over there. All right. The fuck, did it freeze? hold on. Did it freeze? Fuck. I don't know what happened with IG. I think I might be, I think it might be trying to suspend me off of IG too, because every time I click on the question, it takes me down. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with IG either. Like I literally brought up the question and it took me down. Let me try it again. All right, hold on. I might be no LOL. Just read them. Hey, what's up, Alan? ¿Cómo estás? All right. I'm just gonna read it over here because I don't want to put it on the screen again. I think IG knows what I'm putting on the screen. So, all right. This one says, I know a guy for more than. Oh no, I already read that one. I'm a girl that loves having S, but I got divorced after 18 years. Been divorced since September. Is it okay if I use a toy 2 times a day to have a O? I don't want to affect my future relationships, but I have to have something. Would I get used to the toy, or should I stop? A toy is so much easier than catching another body because the toy is going to give you what you need. The getting another body might not. So I would just say that might be a better decision because because it's different than being with a guy that knows what he's doing, because a toy can only do so much, right? But then when you involve another person, it comes like to the touching, to the physical touch, different type of passion, intimacy. So it's different. Is it gonna affect you? Probably not. You know, it might put you in a better mood because you're getting your happy place. You're getting to the happy place, right? We'll call it that because they want to be sensitive over here. But there's nothing wrong with it. So I would just say, yeah, go ahead and try to use it because, like I mentioned, it's better than catching a body. That's one thing you don't want to do is catch a body because, again, the body might not even be worth what you did or what they did. Imagine getting somebody who like 2 pumps and then they're out. The toy was gonna get you to where you needed to get to. Let me run to my toy then. LOL, be right back. Synthetic vitamin D. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All right, we're gonna do one more question. I'm not gonna put this one on the screen just because it's been giving me issues. Is it? Oh no. Do guys really pay attention to the stomach of a girl when having S? My ex used to tell me you have panzas and made me insecure, and now anytime I have S with my boyfriend, I'm thinking about the panza. I divorced him. No, because there's some people who are just assholes, right? Like that, your ex, and will say something because he was trying to make you upset. He was trying to hurt you in some way because there's no reason to bring that up. There was no reason to tell you, hey, like your panza, like you have a panza. No, the only reason he brought that up was to be rude about something. And especially if you're like a mom and you have like that, you know, the mom pooch and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing you can do. Or if you're a little bit overweight, you know, of course you're going to have a little extra there. And him saying something was only to be disrespectful, only to, you know, because there's better ways. Like say he wanted you to work out or slim down, right? There's better ways to say that, right? Not just saying like, damn, you have a panza, right? That's a very disrespectful way. Now, if they got a panza, I always say that's great for better RPMs because like you put one leg up here, right? And then you put you grab on. You can either hold on to the other leg, but if you hold on to the other leg and the panza at the same time, the RPM, like you've seen the little gauge, RPMs like crazy, right? Like you got a lot more grip, a lot more action. So there's nothing wrong with it. I'm okay with it. It's okay. There's other people who have issues with it, and that's not who you should be with. your boyfriend seems like he does, your current boyfriend seems like he doesn't care because clearly he doesn't tell you, you know, he's not like, oh, you got a panza. No. So that's why that other guy, he had something else. Usually hurt people try to hurt people. You know what I mean? Like when they have issues going on with them, they project onto you and they'll tell you something to hurt your feelings, to be disrespectful to you. If not you, somebody else, coworker, family, friends, they'll be disrespectful. So that's what I think happened there, because clearly your boyfriend now doesn't care about the panza. It's been a while, Edgar. What's good, Edgar? Or it's been a little while. What's good, Edgar? Hey, everybody. What's up, Christina? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? All right, I'll do one more question. One more. All right, so this one's a good one right here. How do you know if you're good at S, or can it become better? See, this is why people need to tell each other, like, if they're doing a good job or not, right? Because if you tell a guy that he's fucking amazing when he clearly fucking sucked, you just boosted his ego, and now he's like, this is what I gotta do in order to please this person. Instead of being like, oh, like, you know, we should try this, or you should do this, you know, and just having that conversation, because if you don't tell them straight up, they're never gonna learn. And just trying different stuff. Nobody's like, the only way you get better at being intimate is by being intimate and trying different stuff, right? Like if you're only doing one position all the time or two positions all the time, of course, like you're never gonna learn other stuff. That's why it's good to like try other stuff, include toys, include like obviously, like I said, different positions, try things that maybe you would never tried, because then you start learning, hey, I like this, I didn't like this, I love this, oh my god, I love doing this. So it's just trying different things. There's no real way to be like, oh, if you hit this mark, you're amazing at S, right? Because you may think you're amazing, but you think you're amazing of what you know, and you get with somebody else and they teach you a whole bunch of other shit that you're like, fuck, I never done this before. Right? I've only done this other stuff with this other person. So I think it's just, if you're open to try things within like reasoning, and you're not just like a one position type of person, right? Because you know how there's some people who just do the one, or if you're that pillow princess, ladies, us fellas don't like a girl who just lays there, barely makes any noise. And I'm sure vice versa, fellas, you know, make some noise, do some things, talk to them a little bit, because I'm sure girls don't like a quiet person. So, and I think it also comes down to the person that you're with, because if you're with somebody who matches you, you know, you guys vibe on that level, right? You guys vibe on that level, and that can be amazing, even though maybe it was their like only second person they were ever with. So, because I don't know if you've ever been with somebody and the intimacy wasn't that great, and they were supposed to be experienced, but then you're with somebody who like you actually connected on a whole bunch of different levels, and it was great intimacy, right? So it also depends on the person as well too. Just because you know all this other stuff doesn't mean that you're really gonna connect on that level with somebody else too. So, Yancy, ¿cómo estás? How are you? I'm doing great. Yes, let's be spontaneous. Suck it all the way down. Spit on it. Gag. Role play. Everything. Choke. Chain. See, that's what I'm saying. Except the role playing. That's not really my thing, because it's hard for me to do that. Like the whole role playing things. You're back. Yes, I had to restart it. But TikTok actually got suspended because can you believe just because I mouthed off the word, you could. TikTok's super fucking sensitive. I literally mouthed off. I didn't even say it. And I got suspended for it. And it says I'm suspended on TikTok until December 26th. Which day is that? December 26th is... But I appealed it. I put to appeal because it's the day after Christmas. Yeah, see, like they're super sensitive over there. I don't know what the fuck is going on with them. I put it to appeal because... Come on, that's a little harsh for mouthing off a word. But anyways, I'm gonna hop off. Thank you guys for joining. I still got quite a few. Actually,